have so many people be supportive and give me feedback. And I just hope I can convict you all or maybe move some hearts and minds today. And I pray for that every single time I get up here to get up to the pulpit. I want to change something for you all. The sermon today I wrote it a while back, but I looked back at it a couple weeks ago before I went on vacation, but it's called A Fire. And I'll ask you this, and for the first part of my sermon, what do you think of a fire as an traditional aspect? If I was to ask you any day, what would a fire be? I mean, you think of a fire, you think wildfire, house fire. You think of something burning down, you see destruction. And even more recently, with all the protests, you see monuments getting burnt down. Nothing good comes out of fire. But is that really so? If we look back at the wildfire example, I'll say, there are good fires. Whenever a wildfire sweeps through a forest, right after that, the growth comes back. I remember listening to a Ken Ham sermon, and he was talking about how he was debunking evolution. He was talking about how fast life could grow after. After a wildfire, all this new vegetation grows back. It makes way for everybody to regrow and to restart. And fire can mean life. Caitlin's home, whenever I go and visit them, they have a wood stove in their house. That house is provided heat by that wood stove. If they didn't have it, they'd freeze to death in the winter. Anybody would. And just like that, fire can be a rebirth. It can be used for anything. And fire has a good and destructive meaning. With everything, there is destruction. There is creation as well. And whenever I look at fire, I see that God has a fire, a wrath. He can consume all and be able to see what's happening. If we look at Jeremiah 4:4 for our first scripture, circumcise yourself to the Lord. Take away the foreskins of your heart, ye men of Judah, inhabitants of Jerusalem. Test my fury, come forth like